Welcome, everyone. It is Tech for Senior Live. It is March 24th, 2020, and we hope 2022, right? Close enough. What the heck, right? So hopefully everyone's out there listening. We have no idea who's out there. We could be talking to ourselves. So if you wouldn't mind just putting your name in the chat and saying hi. In fact, today what I'd like everyone to do is to not just say hi and your name, but I'd like you to tell us what the first car you owned was. And we're going to talk about that. The very first car you owned, what was it? Put it in the chat and we'll have a look at that as we go along. So we are Tech for Senior. We're a gang of seniors, and we have a show on Monday called Tech for Senior. It's a great show. If you haven't seen it, please come and watch. You can certainly find the links at www.techforsenior.com. So it's the usual gang, and of course we have the show this Thursday, which of course is Tech for Senior Live. Now the Monday show is of course a Zoom show. And then we broadcast that to YouTube. The Thursday show, this show, of course, is not a Zoom meeting. So all of you people who have logged into our Zoom account over there on our Zoom, you'll be waiting till Monday. So we're not there. You got to come to either YouTube or Facebook, because we stream this through StreamYard and we stream it out to YouTube or Facebook. So and we have this goes to our Facebook page. And the reason we have it there is because all week we're all busy putting latest news articles on our Facebook page. So if you want to follow our Facebook page, it contains all the articles that seniors probably would be interested in for technology. And we're going to look at those today, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to sit around and talk, have some coffee, and then we're going to go back over those articles and talk about them. So that's the show today. And if you miss it, we of course record this, and we play it and record it, and we also have a podcast, and so we podcast this out to everybody. So that's who we are, and I'm going to introduce everybody now. Now I guess I haven't decided how I'm going to do it today. I've gone east to west, west to east. I've split it down the center and gone out. I've got from the highest to the lowest. Maybe we'll go the lowest to the highest today. What do you think? Is that okay? I guess Huey,
Huey is muted.
I don't know how tall you are, so I don't know.
Well, actually, I think I'm 3 feet. Or is that the lowest? I
look like I'm in a little square.
Yeah. So I'm Ron Brown. I'm going to go the lowest because I think I beat Huey out being about 3 feet lower to the water, because I live on the water. In fact,
we'll talk about elevation. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about elevation, not how tall you are. I'm talking about elevation.
Now I know.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, I live on Vancouver Island. That's off the west coast of Canada. And if you're sailing over to the island and you miss it, you'll end up in Hawaii. And if you miss that, guess where you're going to go? You're going to go to probably Japan. So I'm on Vancouver Island, and I live in a little place called Comox, and I live on the water, and that's where I am right now. So and I work with this great group of people, and we have a show on Monday called Tech for Senior. Now, to the next person up on elevation would, of course, be the co-host of Tech for Senior Live, and that would be Huey Popluck, and he's sort of a famous guy, and he's here to help us with the show today. Huey, do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, well, number one is I'm 3 miles from the Gulf of Mexico in Florida, and since it's spring break, it's about a half an hour drive or more, especially if the bridge is up. And Anna Marie Island is straight across, as well as Coquina Beach, and that's where a lot of the spring breakers go in this area. And I'm on the west coast of Florida, for those who can't picture where the Gulf of Mexico is. And it's sunny right now, but we did get a little bit of rain this morning. But in Florida, when it rains, the sun comes out and it's still hot. Rain doesn't cool us off. So it's going to be hot and muggy today.
Hot and muggy. We actually have a busy day today, don't we, Huey?
Yes, we have learning Chromebooks coming up at 2:00 real time, 11 o'clock your time. Pacific time is 11 o'clock, 2:00.
That's right. Yeah. So we have another show to do about an hour after this one, and it's called Learning Chromebooks. And we've been doing this as our 18th episode. We do it once a month, so we've almost been doing it just under 2 years now. And we talk about all the things that you want to help people learn how to use Chromebooks, eh?
Yeah, and you know what? I think I got a thing right here about the topics. You're going to be talking about Chrome OS 99, including nearby share, Microsoft Office on a Chromebook. You're going to be talking about, and I'm going to talk about back to basics. Why buy a Chromebook or why use a Chromebook? And I'm throwing some things in there about Steam coming to the Chrome OS, and you can play some games on it. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the background of that. And then, of course, we do Q&A, so bring your Chromebook questions.
I think we'll have our Chromebook online as well, and we can sort of help people. We'll be in. We're going to start at about 20 minutes, half an hour early, and in a sort of, if people want to.
I try to start at about 1:30 my time, and so half hour early. We open it up so people can gab a little bit and socialize, and maybe ask a question or two as well.
And so if you have some questions, we can help.
Yeah, I do want to throw something up on the screen right now that would.
Oh, Michael Daniels, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
$5 to us.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you
so
much.
It'll buy the next cup.
Well, going up now in elevation, of course, Ray is at the top of the world, being in the mountains. But I think the next fella up, it'd be our security expert, would be Bob, and he is from Los Lunas, New Mexico, right, Bob?
Yeah, actually, Las Lunas sits in a town. I'm in a little township or a little called Meadow Lake, and we're in a plateau. I'm at about 5,000 feet. So I'm pretty high up in elevation. Right.
So so the interesting thing about Meadow Lake is in Saskatchewan, which is a province that's in Canada. There was a town called Meadow Lake, and it's in the northern part of Saskatchewan. And as a child, my parents used to go up there and take us to Meadow Lake for camping. And so I can say that I've been to Meadow Lake, but it's in Saskatchewan. Anyway, yes, indeed.
Meadow Lake here used to be a lake, a very pretty one, but it was a man-made one, and unfortunately, it's no longer a lake. It is now a park. I am part of that nonprofit that has restored what turned into a garbage dump into an actual park. We took over 90 tons of trash out of that place. In 12 years that we've been working on it. So, yep.
All right.
Ron, what is your elevation?
Well, it depends where I am. If I'm on the lower floor of my house, I'm probably about 2 feet above the water.
Okay. The elevation where I am, I just looked it up, is around 16 feet.
Oh, so I'm way below you.
Yeah.
And then Ray, at the top of the world in Pine, Arizona. Ray Baxter, of course, is our music director on our show on Monday. He is an expert on music. He has all sorts of great toe-tapping music for us and gives us a narrative about the history of the music he talks about. Very knowledgeable man who has a an unbelievable record collection that is all going onto a Plex server.
Yes. I've learned that building a Plex server is a lot of fun. I've learned that I was not as organized as I thought I was. While I knew where most of my media was on the computer, it was on different computers, on different hard drives. And so this is forcing me to bring it all together, and it's actually turning out to be good. I'm at Pine, Arizona. If you took a map of Arizona and put your finger right in the center, that's where you'd find Pine. We're halfway between Phoenix and Flagstaff, 5,500 feet elevation here. So we get 4 seasons a year. And but when I lived in New York area and we had snow, it was there for days, and I'd have to commute in it. Now it disappears on its own because every day is relatively warm, even in the winter. And I don't have to go to anywhere. So I just have another cup of tea and look out the window, and that's fine.
Instead of watching grass grow like I do, you watch snow melt.
Yes.
Huey, is there anybody out there? Should we maybe go over some of the comments?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see what's going on here.
People responded already about their cars. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Some people signed in before you asked.
I'll mention again what we'd like you to do in addition to putting your name in the chat and maybe telling us what the temperature is out. Can you tell us what your first car you had? Everyone remembers their first car. What was your first car? Sally Ann says from Kirkland, Washington, good morning to all. Yes, we're going to send you some nice weather because up here it's really a beautiful day out. Good morning from rainy. Dick Vogel says good morning from rainy Sanford, Florida. Maureen Glenn, good morning from Victoria. Excuse me, cool. Gerald Smith, West Seattle, 41 degrees. Dick Vogel, my first car was a 1949 Packard. Yes. Excuse me. First car was Sally says first car was a Dodge wagon. So you were talking, what did you have first and then you sold it? Oh, Huey had a Huey had the Mustang.
Let me show you.
Tell me what you had and you sold your Mustang for a station wagon?
That was me, yeah.
Oh, that was Ray said he sold his Mustang for a station wagon. That's marriage for you, right?
Yeah. 2 kids that we survived in the Mustang. When the third daughter was born, had to get a station wagon.
Here's my first vehicle.
All right. Can you share it?
I am, aren't I?
No, not yet.
Oh, what happened? Oh, hang on a second. Whoops. Let me close it. I thought I had shared my screen. I didn't press something. That's what happened. Okay, share. I got to click this and then share.
There you go. Okay. All right. Let's see what you.
Nope.
There you go.
That was your first car?
That was my first vehicle.
Oh.
And my first car with me in it is right there.
You haven't changed the bit. You haven't changed the bit.
There was a 1959, I think, Carmen Ghia convertible. I bought it used in July of 63.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. I bet you wish you had that car, eh?
Oh, I would. I'd like any kind of a convertible, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I had a 1956 Plymouth, and it was a 4-door, but it had so much body rot that I had to put a 2x4 in between the door frame and nail the thing so that the doors would open, this way, not this way. And I wound up selling that thing to a construction site for $100 after we finished using it, with all 4 tires loaded with stuff to keep the tire from being flat. They didn't care. They used it. It was on a construction site.
So Dorothy from Victoria says she had a 1972 Toyota Corolla Orange. Now I think now my first car, and I'll show you in a minute, was a 1970 Ford Cortina, and I think was that the first Corolla? Is that when the Corollas first came in? It must have been very early on when they first came into Canada. Charles Harchin, Lake of the Ozarks, 1962 Ford Falcon. Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, Mom had a Falcon. Brad from Toronto. Brad from Toronto. So I think Brad must be new. Brad Rob. I think that's great. Nice to see. Yeah, we haven't had someone from Toronto for a while. Great. Welcome to see you. Brad had a Chevy S10 pickup. Okay. You went right to the pickup. Okay, good. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 43 and cloudy. Gerald Smith, 1941 Chevrolet with 272 GM6. Guess it went pretty quick. Steve Powell, 38 degrees, 66 Riviera. What was Riviera? Was it Chev?
Buick.
Buick. George Bowden, cloudy right now in Victoria. Nice weather coming. Nice weather. Dorothy says, we have a family cottage 1 hour away for the last 52 years. Turtle Lake. Yeah. Sure. I remember Turtle Lake's up. Let's see. I'm not sure how far it is from Meadow Lake, but it's close. Yeah.
Quite a ways from my Meadow Lake.
Yeah. Yeah, but Turtle Lake. I don't know Dorothy, how far is Turtle Lake from Meadow Lake? You should be able to tell me that. Stu Bottorff, 1960 Dodge Wayfarer.
Yep.
Okay. And Bernard DeFazio. Now, Bernard, I think you're new. I think.
No, he's been here quite a bit.
Okay. 64 Newport. I just want to say hello. If you're new here, I want to give you a big welcome. JJ Johnson, 37 degrees. Waukegan, Illinois, 1956 Studebaker.
Waukegan,
Illinois. 1956 Studebaker Golden Hawk.
My dad always bought Studebakers, so I learned how to drive in a Studebaker. We have a Studebaker pickup truck. He had a big dump truck, Studebaker dump truck. We had a lot of Studebakers, and when they stopped making them, he switched to Chevrolet.
When they stopped making them in the U.S., they started making them in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Jim Gould, of course. Jim Jim would have to have a Triumph Spitfire 62.
I eventually had a Triumph TR3, and I owned the same one twice, and then I bought one when I came here to Florida to try to restore it, but it was a losing battle, and I finally got rid of it. But TR3s I had a lot of fun with. I had a friend that had an Austin Healey around the same period, which was, I think, around 59. It was a 59 or a 60.
Yeah. And Olive Cousin, hi from cloudy Willamette Valley in Oregon. Dorothy Cushway. It was about 30 minutes. So Turtle Lake from Meadow Lake was only about 30 minutes. Yeah. We did a lot of fishing at Turtle Lake. Turtle Lake had good fishing. Jim Gould, 62 Falcon station wagon was back up to the Spitfire. That was the married vehicle, was it? You kept your other one. Yeah, like Ray, you had the station. Well, I guess station wagons came in, and I remember they were the rage. My dad got rid of his whatever. I can't remember what he had. He might have had some Mustangs, but then we simply quickly went to the station wagons. We had a bunch of station wagons for a while.
We always had two vehicles. My dad had a pickup truck and a car, and the pickup truck he took to work every day. So when I learned how to drive and got a license, I always had a car to use. And then when he and my mother would go out at night, I had the pickup to use. So I always had something to use.
I had a white one, but that was my Ford Cortina. That was the one that I had, but it was the same. It didn't have mag wheels like that, and it didn't have it wasn't green, it was white.
Our first new car was a 64 Plymouth Savoy station wagon. That's when we had a couple of kids to tote around with us. And the first real trip we took with that, we lived in New York, was all the way out to California, to Arizona, to the Grand Canyon. And that was still one of the prettiest and nicest trips we ever made.
Right. All right. Ellen George says 76 Corolla without AC in Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Studebakers, Dick says Studebakers were known for having a hill hold feature with the clutch on their cars with a standard transmission. Well, I can't remember back in those days, but did they all always have air conditioning in cars? I mean,
No.
it must be really hard in Florida. I mean, you imagine driving a car around in Florida without air conditioning?
Well, Phoenix isn't any better.
Yeah.
Well, but the big difference in Phoenix, and my wife has lived here in mostly her whole life, they didn't have as much concrete and black roads back 30, 40, 50 years ago. So the temperatures weren't nearly as extreme as they are today, and when they build up because of the heat from the roads.
Yeah, well, just before I moved to Florida in 1970, I had a Cadillac convertible, and it did not have air conditioning. And for that reason, I sold it, knowing I was coming to Florida.
I didn't have air conditioning until I moved to California.
So I've got a couple of videos I want to show you guys. These are gadgets that are, I think they're really cool. Remember, I had some interesting ones last week, but I have found the gadget that everybody needs. All right. And we need to promote this. And I'm going to show you the gadget now, and you tell me what you think. Let's see which one I'm going to show you here. Here we go.
This is the device you've been waiting for. It's designed to improve your Zoom meetings, giving you some extra control over your video and microphone. The controller seamlessly toggles between on and off settings. With a push of a button, you can instantly stop your video from being visible if a family member or pet walks on screen and you'd prefer privacy. Or you can pause the mic if there are some unwanted sounds in the background. Everyone around you can see your status as well, thanks to the colorful LED light. One more pro is the device doesn't need an app or software, just plug and play. Don't blend business and private life, keep them separate.
So all those people that say, hey, my microphone's off, right? You say, hey, take your microphone off. And I thought, that's perfect, right? It sits there and it'll tell you if your microphone's on or off because there's a light switch on there. What do you guys think of that one?
I have it on my screen.
Yeah, right. Guess who had their microphone off when we started today?
Absolutely. But I still would have had to look down. And as soon as I looked down, I saw that I was muted. So
is there a price on it yet, Ron?
Yeah, that was available. I think that was available now. I'll put it in the link. That was available. I think that was available on Amazon. Okay. I thought what a cool device, because then you just look down at it and you can tell if you're muted or not. I mean, how many times do we have to say you are like I think it was someone coined that. I think it was Jim Glass who coined it and said the most common thing said on a Zoom meeting is Jim's always got some cool stuff. And he said, I think that's the most common thing said on a Zoom meeting. All right, here's this. Now this is really cool. I want you guys to watch this. This is another really cool. Watch this.
It's the most portable device we've seen so far. It's a wireless inkjet printer that you draw across the surface like a pen, and it'll print any image you need. No matter the type of surface, paper, textile, leather, wood, plain, or a curved one, the quality of the pick will be just good. There's more. You can change the printing direction from left to right or right to left, which is really useful for left-handed people who find right-handed defaults a pain. The printer prints at 600 by 600 DPI and runs up to 3 hours on one charge. Just press the power button, pair the printer with the app, and make all the adjustments. The font, the color of the text, and you're ready to go.
So
I like
that cool?
I like that.
I want one of those.
Yeah, I thought that's cool. I'll put the links in the notes, but I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was, and I think that's available on Amazon. I don't think that's a prototype. I think it's I thought that was really cool.
What's the technology behind that?
Don't know. Well, I guess it's just an ink printer that just prints, and I guess it would
scan first, right?
No, I think you send it to the. I think you if I got the information right, it's just linked to your PC or your phone, and you just send the information over, and then it I guess maybe there's software with it, and you can figure out how to do it. I'm not exactly sure.
Send us the link.
I'll send you.
Because if it prints on cloth, it's not going to be I forgot what they call it, the kind of letters that you do on a label or something. So it's not going to be that, and I'm sure it's not a regular ink. So I'm wondering what they're using.
Okay. I'll send you here's all right. And the last one, this is an interesting one. This is the device
No, that was the one.
Now, this thing right here is the Swiss Army knife of the internet age. It's the most compact and smart way to carry 6 different cables in your pocket. The gadget includes 2 USB-C connectors, 2 standard USBs, as well as Lightning and micro USB for all your mobile devices. The cables are suitable both for charging and syncing. Moreover, you can use a phone or tablet as a power source. You can charge your phone, smartwatch, or earbuds, absolutely no limits. Know what? This thing allows ultra-fast charging at 100 watts. The Max version gives you even more freedom with its 5-foot length. Also, the gadget's keyring compatible, so it's super easy to carry around anywhere you go.
And that I did look that up on Amazon, and it's I think it's $43 or something US, and it looked like a pretty cool gadget to me. And so anyway, that is, and I'll put the links to all these in the notes, and certainly if we're doing our podcast, it'll be there as well.
I can see where it saves me time going through the drawer looking for the right cable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huey, are we up to date on any comments?
We got a few comments here.
Maureen Glenn from Monday's presentation. I followed Huey's tips to find my Wi-Fi PW on my PC. I tried a number of Windows 11 tips from Bill's presentation. Very helpful. Thank you so much. Well, yes. Jim Gould, foot peel works great.
It's a pedal is what he's saying. He got a foot pedal.
Oh, yeah, the foot pedal. Yeah.
Mute and unmute and that sort of thing.
The foot pedal, yeah. Jim also got a new watch. And it's a diving watch, but it's solar. And so he's going to do some testing and tell us how that worked out. So JJ says, I use a Stream Deck for muting my mic. Yes, Stream Deck. We've talked about Stream Deck.
That's not one of the things I use it for.
Yeah. I guess the problem with Stream Deck is you still have to look at the Stream Deck to see if you're muted or not, right? At least with that other device, it's going to shine up and you can look down and see. Well, I guess you could do that with Stream Deck as well.
Chris does an excellent job of muting, not yourself, but anything else that happens, as we found out when I tried to demonstrate something. You guys couldn't hear it, and it was noisy.
Yeah. Jim says, foot pedal works great for Zoom. There you go.
And we're up to date.
Are we up to date? Excellent. Yep. All right. Do you want to do some work? Maybe we should, the problem with you guys when we get together and have coffee in the morning, it's just, we have so much fun. A half an hour's gone by already. People are probably saying, when are they getting to the articles? When are we going to start reviewing these articles you're talking about? You're going to sit around talking, right? So, all right. So let me share my screen. And if you want to follow this along, you can, of course, go to our Facebook page, and we'll see. Let me get this a little bit bigger so we can see. Where did we go? Come down to our first article. I guess Bob's got the first. You've got the first article to talk about. Did you? Do you want to talk about this, Bob?
Yeah, Avast just acquired a company called Security Key, which is something for digital trust to make our identifying ourselves to companies less privacy invasive. Easiest way is follow the link and watch the video.
So, sorry, did I miss one, Bob? Or are we talking about the?
No, that was the one.
Is this the one? Is this the Windows? Use Windows like a pro? Windows 11?
No, this is Avast Invest in Digital Trust with Security Key acquisition.
Oh, this is the one down here. Okay,
that's the top.
That's the. But you put one up here as well, using Windows 11 like a pro. Windows 11.
I didn't update
It's got your name on it.
37
yes.
minutes ago.
No, I didn't update my.
This is
Windows tips and tricks, how to use the new features in Windows 11. And this comes directly from Microsoft. Right. Very nicely done, very easy to follow, and it has links built into it that take you right to the feature that it wants to demonstrate. Now, it's a great little tutorial.
I'll have to play with that for my Windows SIG on the second Sunday of the month.
Yeah, you'll get quite a bit out of this one.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bob, I got to ask you a question. You've been doing Windows 11 for a long time. If you had to pick one thing that you like on Windows 11 better than Windows 10, just one, the best thing, could you give us a tip on that?
A tip? No, it's a feature.
No, what would you like? What do you like about Windows? The one thing that, if you had to say one thing.
From a simply for me useful is the fact that my coffee cup no longer hides my start button, because they've now put it in the middle and it's not blocking where my coffee cup resides.
Okay, all right.
I hadn't heard that as a feature, but that's very good.
I think they did that just for you, Bob.
Maybe because I've been an insider for a long time, but I highly doubt that that's the reason it was done.
I never figured that one out. I thought that's a great.
Probably because they wanted to be more like the Apple computer.
Because
Apple has had their taskbar in the center forever.
I was in a trivia game last week, and they said, when did Microsoft release Windows 1.0?
Oh, gee, that would be, hold on, let me think now. That would be 1.0. Would it be 80 or 79?
It was 85.
I was going to say 84. Okay.
1985.
Oh, really? It was 85. Well, I guess Microsoft was before that, but it just didn't have Windows out.
That's when they were using
DOS. There was DOS.
Right. Disk operating system.
So, okay. So this article was out. This robot's vacuum cleaner works well underwater. And this is for, as you know, I've got all the vacuums running around the house here doing, because you guys got me really talked into these robotic vacuums. Work great. I don't have a pool, but if you did have a pool, they have these now for pools, and you can just let them run around the pool. And this was about $600, so it's not really if you can afford a pool, that's probably not that expensive. Anyway,
well, you live on the water. You just put it in the water.
Yeah, right.
Well, when I had a pool in California, that was pretty common to have those, although they were attached with cables and everything.
Right.
This one doesn't seem to have the cables where I don't know where the debris goes when they suck it up.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. Now, I put this up there. This was out this morning from The Verge, and it was the best Chromebook deals. And I put this on just to remind everybody that learning Chromebooks will be coming up, I guess, in an hour and a half. Huey and I'll be doing that. And this is a good article, and it talks about all the different models. Lots of choices now. Like there's a huge number of choices out there, Huey?
Yeah, I do mention in my Back to Basics about Chromebooks. At one time, most of the Chromebooks were very similar, even though they were from different companies. They all basically had the same features. But now there are extremes, and there's a lot of different choices available in different brands.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked up 2 Chromebook tablets, and I got a real bargain on them. That's why I got 2. Only need 1. The other one's a spare.
So this was an interesting article I read this morning, and as you know, I do a lot of watch videos. I personally own the Fitbit Sense and the Galaxy Watch 4, and this was an article that said, despite its commercial success, the Galaxy Watch 4 was a flop after all. Now, if you read the article, I guess the issue, and I totally agree with this, is that from a hardware point of view, it's fine, but it's just doesn't do very much that I'm interested in. It's not very interesting, and it just doesn't. It's not like the Apple Watch. If, for example, if you owned an iPhone, you would go and you'd buy an Apple Watch for sure. I mean, it's just that there's that. It's a very Apple Watch is a very interesting piece of hardware and does a lot of things, whereas the software and what it's Wear OS just doesn't seem to have the interest or does the things that would make you want to go and do this in with the Galaxy Watch 4 or even the Fitbit Sense. It's just, would you really buy a watch? So you see where I'm going with this. And that
what features are missing on this one that are part of the Apple Watch?
Oh, I think the whole integration and the culture the Apple Watch has, of course, all the features, the regular features we've talked about, but I think the integration, whether it's listening to music, making phone calls, doing all sorts of different things on it, it's just so well integrated that it just you really want to buy a watch, and of course they sell 100 million watches a year. So
but I did all of that on the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, but Android Wear, of course, they've brought out Android Wear now, and we'll see if Pixel, of course, Pixel will be bringing out their watch in a couple of months. I'm going to pre-order it and get it, and see if they've got something that really is wow. It's just an incredible, something that would really make you want the watch. Anyway, that was the article.
Before you go on, this has to do with what Bob said about the Chromebook tablets. Dave said where and how much, and then Diane said, Bob, what's the Chromebook deal?
I'll get something together and get it to Ron so that he can make it part of the information that's shared when this goes out to the to YouTube.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
Okay. Well,
do you remember what you paid for, Bob?
Yeah, $99.99 each, and they're listed. They're listed for they're listed for well over 300 each.
Right. So for everybody watching, though, there is an article that we just talked about on our Facebook page that just came out this morning. The best Chromebook deals. So if you are looking for a Chromebook, you can come over to our Facebook page, and there's the article for you. Have a look at it, and you can get a list all the great deals on Chromebooks.
Yeah, and Diane says, "Okay, I want it." I think a bunch of us for that price. Yeah. I'm still waiting for a Chromebook that has LTE built in or a cell. I have it on my iPad, and I like not having to worry about connecting to Wi-Fi. I can use it not when I'm driving, but if I'm riding in a car or if I'm just wherever I am, if the Wi-Fi isn't any good or I don't want to connect to Wi-Fi, I can just connect to a cell, and I just add it to my account.
So, Huey, this is your article. What's going on with this article?
We've talked a couple of times. I think we talked, maybe it was Monday, maybe it was just in our own conversation about QR codes and how dangerous, whether or not they are dangerous. And this article kind of explains the fact that what was happening is some people were putting QR codes on a sticker or a stamp, and then putting them on parking meters, and people would be inquisitive and they'd just flash it, and it was asking for bank information and so on.
Oh, really?
So this article went and explains it a little bit more in detail on what could be wrong with QR codes. For the most part, they're safe. If they're on a menu and when you walk into a restaurant, by all means, you can use it for your menu and so on. But you still got to be careful because it is a direct link to a web page somewhere.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I went to a number of restaurants, well, not a lot lately, but they all seem to have QR codes stuck on the table, eh?
Yep.
All right, Hugh, you got another article here. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah. Google has announced that they've made some improvements to help users find good product reviews in search. They've got some criteria set up now that they want to make sure that the person has used the product. Maybe they've got a video on it and so on, that there's some there's more to it than just somebody taking somebody else's article and saying it's a good thing to buy, or they just made things up and try to giving a good review of a product they never have tried. So it's going to make it a little bit more valid to look for reviews using Google to find a review of a product.
This morning, I get on the news feed, I get an email. Have you guys heard about the Morning Brew? Have you ever got? Do you guys get that? It's a news service I get, and this morning it said Stephen Wilhite, the creator of the GIF GIF,
Yes, I was
has
going to
died.
that. I didn't.
Did you see that one? Yeah, has died. The GIF, of course, it stands for Graphics Interchange Format. Dates back. I didn't know this. It goes back to the 1980s.
Yes.
And while Wilhite, I guess, was looking for a way to send high quality graphics in color during the early stages of the internet. That's sort of interesting. Now, the reason I brought that up, of course, is because today in Chrome OS 99 on your Chromebook, you can now create a GIF, and I'm going to show you how to do that today on our on Learning Chromebooks. So I thought that's one of the reasons why I thought I'd mention that this morning. I'll be showing
the biggest difference between a GIF and a JPEG is GIFs only have 250 50 colors, where JPEGs, I think it's in the thousands. And so because of that, they're a lot smaller in size. And back in the days, you wanted to, in the 80s, you wanted to be able to load a picture and have it load very quickly, because when you were on a 300 baud modem or a 2400 baud modem, for a picture of any size to load was going to take forever for it to paint on the screen. And GIFs allowed that to happen quite quickly.
GIFs are moving pictures, whereas the JPEG is just a GIF is something that has movement in it.
Not all, it can. That's the animated GIFs.
Most of them are the animated. Anything you share, you can actually take an MP4 and convert it to a GIF.
And the main reason why is the fact that it's very low,
correct,
small in size, so you can do a little video and have it just a few bytes, not even thousands of bytes, not even 2K, but 250 bytes on some of them.
Ron, if you look at the private chat, you'll find the information. It's a Lenovo 10E.
Okay. All right. Now, I put this up there. The 3 new Samsung Galaxy foldable phones coming this year. I just want to go on record because, it was about a year ago I was on this show, and I think it was this or maybe the Monday show, and I said to everyone, I said, I think this brand new Samsung foldable phone is going to be a big hit. And they remember it, and everyone said, "Oh, I don't know about a foldable phone." Anyway, it was a huge hit, and Samsung is bringing out 3 more foldable phones today. Maybe, and if you're in the audience and you're listening, the problem is I don't know anyone that's got one. If anyone has one and they're using a foldable phone and they're listening to the show today, in the chat, could you sort of mention, do you like it? I mean, they're certainly, this is the way things are going. Pretty impressive.
And one of the articles I read, Samsung, they were talking about phones, but they also were talking about just a foldable, and they didn't mention what it is. So I'm kind of expecting to see an announcement for maybe a foldable notepad of some sort, or a much larger screen than a phone. So it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot more foldables.
I think so, yeah.
The foldable phone's appeal to a guy is it's much easier to carry in your pocket.
Yeah,
women have a purse; they don't have to worry as much. But us guys walking around like that, so I think that's where the big sale incentive is.
And we're just going to be using these devices for so much. Here's the next article I put up, and I put it up for that reason. Apple's digital car keys now work with some high-end vehicles. So, not only are you going to be using it, the first thing you're going to be using it for is to unlock your car, right? So
Another reason to make sure you have a password on your phone and don't do it with no password. A couple of comments that people have left.
yeah. Jolin says the car I learned to drive was a souped up. Oh, Corvair, right? The Corvair Monza that I absolutely love. Remember the Corvair that had the rear? Did the Corvairs have the rear engine?
Yes.
I think
it did.
Yeah.
And then that's where Ralph Nader got his fame, I think, unsafe at any speed.
Right.
About the Corvair.
Yeah. Jolin says I receive Morning Brew daily. Yeah, it's good. The Morning Brew. If you don't get it, it's pretty cool. It does give. Irving says, have you heard of a piece of software called Extra PC?
I'm not familiar with it.
I'm not familiar with that. Nope, haven't. Have you guys heard that?
No.
Nope.
No, but there's lots of articles on it, including Extra PC Review 2022. Is it worth buying?
Okay. Steve Parker says GIF pronounced GIF has transparency.
That's the argument of the century, is how you pronounce it, whether you pronounce it GIF or GIF.
Yeah. Was I doing it wrong? Who knows, right?
No,
to me, it's a GIF.
Right.
If it should have been a GIF, it should have spelled it with a J.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. All right.
That's
Steve.
it.
That's it? Okay. Now, Bob, this was interesting. Now, this would be so annoying. Microsoft adds new constant reminder that Windows 11 doesn't support your PC. Well, if you know it once, why would you want to keep getting the reminder coming up saying it doesn't support it? I mean, like that would be so annoying.
Well, the thing is, who posted this? I have 4 computers or 3 computers. One is running the actual release, one is on a beta, and one of them is on the insider track, the newest release. The only place I've ever seen a notification that it's not supporting the system is when you do the updates themselves. I don't see it anywhere else. There is no notification anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
I agree. If you go into settings, update, and security, that's where you'll
that's
see
where it tells you that, hey, this
don't.
computer isn't ready.
Okay.
So you really have to dig into Windows to get into the settings before you get to see it. It's not plastered on your main screen.
Okay. Huey, you're going to talk about this a bit on learning Chromebooks, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what it says right there. Huey's going to be talking about Steam on Chromebooks this afternoon on Learning Chromebooks, 11 o'clock Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern time.
So we can actually do gaming on Chromebooks now?
Well, it's still beta, but it's still available. And it's going to be available.
Wow.
We'll discuss it more during the Chrome session.
Okay. Google Photos, whole new stuff, lots of interesting stuff coming with and Chris Gould's coming in and come on the show, our Monday show, and tell us all about new features. New Google Photos features announced, confirms importing iCloud and Facebook. So it's going to make it much easier for you to take your pictures and just put them over into your Google Photos. I think that's going to be great.
Yeah, they keep making changes. They keep making changes in Google Photos, so Chris has something to talk about.
But you also have to realize this is all happening now that you no longer have unlimited storage.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. That's right. But I have unlimited storage because I have a Pixel 6, and Bob does too.
Yes, that part's true. But that means when the 7 comes out, if you still want it, you'll probably have to upgrade. And that gets too darn expensive.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. This was interesting. I don't think it really applies a lot to what sort of we do at Tech for Senior, because we don't really have an audience on Twitch. But the big news was, of course, Zoom now is integrated into Twitch. And so this, particularly for gaming platform, you can now stream to Twitch, and I never really understood that. But we have, of course, on our Monday show we stream it to YouTube, but But for this show, we really wanted to stream it to Facebook, and you can't stream it to two locations. In other words, you have to choose one or the other. So
you're talking about Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. You have to do one or the other. Oh no, StreamYard, you can stream to everything in the world, and 10, 15 different streams. But anyway, so Zoom is linking into Twitch.
Ron, part of that has to do with the fact that gamers can now share their game via Zoom.
Bob, you probably are going to talk about this on Security Update, but Microsoft, this came out, I think it was yesterday. Confirm. You'll probably talk about that on your Security Update.
Lapsus has been an extremely busy hacker because it isn't only Microsoft.
Right.
They've hacked into lots of places.
Where are they from? Do they know where they're from, Bob?
I don't off the top of my head remember.
I read an article. It didn't say where it was from, but they said it's a teenager.
Really?
It leads it. Yes.
You're kidding, because they've been hacking into some big places.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? All right. Ray, tell us about this dating apps. What
with COVID-19 affected so much, it probably affected dating apps the most when you consider nobody was meeting face to face anymore. If they were, they had a mask on. So this is a dating app that is again pushing in-person events, but only on a Thursday. And the reason I posted it is I think there's a lot of good. I met my wife now on a dating app, and it's great in the beginning. Things like religion, politics, do they smoke? They're all known up front, and those can be deal breakers. So by using the dating app, you get rid of all that, and you're really only finding quality people of the opposite sex. So I'm happy to see dating apps are still alive and well.
Yeah,
as long as they don't meet during Tech for Senior Live.
Or they get together to watch it.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And they both sign up to the newsletter, right?
Yeah, that's required.
Don't do a family one. Sign up. Yeah, each one signs up. That's good. Yeah, I think really, and Ray, when I reviewed this about a year ago, it's like some crazy amount that 50% of people use dating apps. Like it's really, really a large group of people are using them now.
Yeah, as I said, they eliminate the deal breaker events that could split you, and you see the pictures, you hear the story. I think they're great.
Something I've never needed. A dating site.
The dating site when I was younger was beer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Ray, tell us about this. This is crazy, eh?
Well, Amazon is buying MGM, the movie studio, and it's only for a mere $8.5 billion. And all the legal hurdles have been met. This deal is really going to go through. So this purchase will give Amazon Prime Video 4,000 film titles, as well as a long list of television shows. So this is really going to make them even more competitive with their streaming rivals.
Interesting. YouTube announced today, I don't know if we'll get to the article, but YouTube just released a really huge
4,000
movies,
TV shows and movies.
Yeah, 4,000, and a lot of those were series, so there'd be a lot more in the in there. And
season 1, season 2, season 3.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, that's good. So my Prime membership.
It's fun watching some of the old TV series. I've been watching Rockford these last couple of months, and there were a ton of them. I think there were 6 seasons of them.
Yeah, Kojak is nice too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you the series that I'm listening to now. I can't remember. I think it's on Netflix, but it's called The Outlander. If you want to watch a good series, The Outlander is an unbelievably good series to watch. It is really, really good. So
one of the greatest software packages that I thought was the best name in the world was called Rockford. And it was called Rockford because if you ever watched, he's a private detective, and he goes in and makes up a name and a job to get information in different places. And he had a little printing press that he carried in the back of his car, and he'd print up a business card for that purpose and then go in and hand it to the guy. He'd just do a one-off. And there was a software package to print business cards, and the name of the software was called Rockford. And I thought that was the greatest name for it.
Interesting. Yeah. You are leading the way in Arizona?
Arizona, well, thanks to Apple, the iPhone owners in Arizona are now able to download their driver's license for state IDs in what's called the iPhone Wallet app. And Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, the largest airport in Arizona, you can now use your iPhone as your ID to get through. And this is part of Apple's strategy to replace not only digital ID like this, but credit cards, cash, as digital equivalents in their iPhone. Now, personally, I want to mention that I thought by the year 2022, where we are now, we'd be a cashless society. Back in as a much younger person, I said, "Oh, I won't have to worry about carrying currency in my wallet," but we still have it. So I think this is a step in the right direction.
Interesting. Yeah, we had a big change in British Columbia this year. On the license plates, there used to be tags, and each year when you renewed your license, your car insurance, you got a different tag that would tell you the date when it was valid. So if you got, like, for this year, I'll renew mine in May, so I would get May 2023 sticker, a 23 sticker that I'd put on the license plate, right?
Right.
And you'd stick the little, and that would indicate that you have valid insurance. Well, what happens is that the police cars going around, they never look at those anymore. In fact, they have scanners on all the cars, and the scanners record and scan all the license plates and check them for valid insurance. So the policeman's driving along, he doesn't do that. The computer does it all, and will come up with an alert on the screen and tell him if someone doesn't have valid insurance. So they don't use the tags anymore. So in fact, the whole renewal of the insurance process and everything is going to be all online. All the brokers, that sort of stuff, are all going to not do it anymore. You're going to be able to do this online, and there will be no stickers on license plates. So that's a big change that's coming here. So yes, life changes. That's cool. That really makes it. I guess, yeah, that's a good thing. I think I don't really understand why you wouldn't be able to do that on an Android phone. Ray, will Arizona digital drivers allow for unlimited calls if you're jailed?
I'll get back to you on that, Al.
Yeah, can you check that out? How to officially save and recall? Oh, I'm going to do a video on this. I just put that up there to remind me. I'm going to do a video on that. I don't want to talk about that. Oh, Huey, Starlink prices are getting hiked, eh?
Yep. The dish went up $100, and the monthly fee is going to be, I think, instead of 99, I think it was 115 now.
They originally advertised that the prices were going to go down as time went on.
Well, so was gas prices. So
well, I don't think they use too much gas up in space, do they? It's a different kind of gas.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of gas, but they use a lot of it to put it up there. And if you had paid prepaid, you're going to have to pay up the difference.
Wow.
Oh, really? Interesting. We'll have to see what Greg says.
The ones that haven't gotten them yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Greg says on our Monday show. He's got a Starlink. So that's interesting. Now, for those of you who don't know, Huey does a great job on his very popular Starlink report that he does on a regular basis on our Monday show, and he updates us on all the latest in technology and what Starlink's been doing. Are we coming up for another one pretty soon?
Yeah, because they've put some more up, some more satellites in the sky. And then one other thing is Russia has said they're not going to allow OneWeb to send their satellites up, and they've made a deal with Starlink. Starlink is going to put in orbit a competitor called OneWeb. We're using their rockets to put it up.
Oh, really? Oh,
yep. Because they originally had set it up with Russia, but Russia said, no, you got to sell your interest. The British government is part owner. They have to sell their share. And there was another criteria Russia put in, and OneWeb said no, and they went looking, and they decided on the offer that Starlink gave them, and Starlink is going to put up a competitor satellite system.
Wow. Lots to talk about.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You know something, guys? It's top of the hour. We've done it for another hour. Like it just goes by so fast. Anyway, have we got any comments that we haven't just
some odds and ends, but nothing.
We're up to date on everything. Yep. Good. Okay. Listen, I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you to listen to us ramble on all morning. This is sort of fun. Please, if you are interested in learning Chromebooks, we'll be starting that in about half an hour. So we've got to go and get organized for that. And we will see everybody next week. Same time, same place. We'll be here. And don't forget to come to our Monday show this coming Monday. It'll be another good show. We've got lots of things happening. So enjoy
learning Chromebooks in an hour.
And yeah, we'll open up. What are you going to open up in maybe about half an hour?
1:30, about a half an hour.
About a half an hour. Okay. All right. And so anyway, thanks for coming. We will talk soon, everyone. Bye now.
Bye.